Good morning, everybody. As you can see here, everything is still really dormant and looks like it's still winter here. Well, it looks like it's fall, really. I mean, we have like two seasons, rain and summer. Anyhow, I'm gonna do some maintenance on the yard, and what I want to do is actually get rid of these raised beds over here, because eventually I want to do a koi pond, and really raise some nice koi. Has been my passion, something my dad used to do, and I still love it. I still really am into the aquarium hobby, and this is really to kind of break up my addiction to figs. And so we're removing these three beds and then making some space for that future pond. Okay, the bulk of the work has been done. I had two really good helpers, my two nephews. This is going to be the new pond. From here to here, it's about 4 feet. This is about 2.5, 3 feet, and should be a nice addition to the garden. I've loved fish and love koi, so this is going to be fun to get this all set up. So check this out. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to put the liner in here and then build the filter system. Almost done digging the pond. I'm not going to pretend that I actually did this all by myself, because I actually hired my nephews to do this, but I've got a couple more layers to dig, and need to build kind of a, one shelf here, another shelf here, bottom shelf here, and then one more right here, and it's ready for the liner, which is going to show up in a couple of days. So let's get to work. Whew. All right. So the official excavating by hand is done. So I've got 3 tiers here, one about 1.5 feet, another one about 3 feet, another one about 4.5, right in the center. So yeah, I have the 45 EPDM liner coming in on Sunday, and then I managed to source a old carpet from my sister-in-law's house. I'll use that as the underlayment. We'll move on to that next step here. Whew. I've got the skimmer hole dug. Now it's just kind of even it off, and then one less thing to worry about. All right, here's this current state of the pond. What I did today was kind of build the lip around it. I've widened the deepest section as well, and then I dug out a the hole for the skimmer. That's the liner right there. That's 45 mil EPDM. And then I took the dirt that I pulled out and just built a little bit of a berm, because what I'm trying to do is create a lip for where the border will be, full of rocks. And this side is actually graded a lot lower than this side, so I dug out this side and what I'm doing is I'm taking the soil and filling up that side, so that way evens out just a little bit more. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's getting close. What I need to do next is find out where I'm going to put the waterfall, most likely in this section, and then lay out the rug that I was able to salvage as a underlayment, and then put over the liner, run the hoses, and then get everything connected. So inside of my greenhouse has been my storage, and these are the biomedia for the Ultima Tube biomechanical filtration system from Aqua Ultraviolet. That's actually a bead filter. So yeah, I'm gonna get that all connected. I've got actually a electrical outlet on the outside of that wall of the greenhouse, and so the filter will actually function behind the greenhouse, and it's gonna look pretty cool. I'm pretty happy. I think that this is gonna turn out pretty successfully, hopefully. Knock on wood. And can't wait to get the fish in here. So this may not look very deep because of the wide angle lens that I've got on the camera, but it is about 7,500 to, around there, 7,500 gallons roughly. So from here to here, we're looking at about 24 feet roughly. And then from here to here, that's another close to 18 to 19 feet. And then at the deepest section is about 4 feet, 4.5 feet. Second tier is roughly around, on this side it's about 30 inches, this side it's about 36. And so yeah, plenty of space. I don't want any more than about 20 kois in there, and it should be fun. Anyhow, let's follow up on this in about a month. Okay, you might be wondering what these strings are all about. Well, I'm checking the level of the pond from the highest point to the rest of the edges on this side. So I just want to make sure that if this is too low, I could fill in more dirt so that it's nice and even all the way across. The last thing I want to do is expose too much liner on this side if this side is not high enough. So all right, today we are at Pan Intercorp, also known as koi.com, and I've got an auction today. I'm going to see if I can buy any fish for our pond. We're at Sunset Minerals. This place has got everything. We've got all sorts of rocks of different sizes, but today we're getting these guys. Great price too. I mean, $73 for a ton of rock. I've got a couple helpers today. We're gonna load up some nice choice pieces for the border. So let's get to work. All right, we've got our rocks picked out. This will probably be very most half of the border, but this is all we can do for today. Okay. This is the work that we did today. We got the carpet in, we got the liner in, and we created the border with all the rocks. That was a lot of heavy lifting and my back is feeling it. I also dug a trench along here, so that way the skimmer over there will feed into the filter and the settlement tank over there. But it's coming into place, you know. It's a lot of work. My back is killing me, but it's getting there, and I can't wait. Also, you see that little divot right here? This is where my drain is going to be. So, yeah. It's taken all summer. We started this thing in June, and now it's like mid-September. Here's my Ultima 2 bead filter. This is the 10,000 gallon version of it, and I am getting ready to add in all of the biomedia. It comes in 4 different boxes. This thing's going to be weighing a little bit like 1 million pounds by the time it fills that up, and I have to carry it back over to the site. All right, so it's still raining outside. That's why I'm doing this in the deck. But got my Evolution pumps. Those are 6,800 gallon pumps. Nolan for size. Settlement tank, bead filter, waste. Nolan, don't touch that. This is inlet. That is the outlet with UV. Okay, so this is my improvised bottom drain. I've basically taken a regular shower drain, cut it, and connected it to, I didn't cut that, but I connected it to a cut piece of flexible 2-inch PVC, then to a stiff piece of PVC with a coupler here, another one with 60-degree angle, flexible PVC, so that way you can kind of adjust it, then a 90-degree elbow. And this will function as the bottom drain. It's actually pretty nice, and it's dry, so I'm getting the skimmer in place. You can see here how much rainwater has filled the pond. Has done about 1/3 of the job, actually more like 1/4, because the bottom level isn't as wide. And so I'm working against time here, trying to make sure I get everything in place before the rainy season really comes. Feather rock. So we're gonna use it in the pond filter. It's super light.
Does anyone use this for decoration, or is it too ugly?
Yeah, I think some people do.
I think it looks okay.
But you know, you could chop it down, put it into a filter.
You can chop it down? Is it just used concrete or what?
It's lava. It's basically ceramic lava glass.
Oh.
So it's like lava rocks.
Oh.
It is lava rocks.
I can see this being, I don't know, somewhat seating for carpet.
And feel like it's porous, so there's a lot of room for like good bacteria in your filter. But it's also good for decoration. Bigger kois, Nolan. Are these knee side? Don't drop your toy in there. You have to be careful. Yeah, make sure you don't hold your toy over the water, it'll fall in. Oh, that's a beautiful sanke too. These guys are what, super expensive? Because I think these are the ones that they put on the auctions. 19-inch, 16-inch. Okay, here's the filter system. It's a little bit of a mixed bag of DIY plus a bead filter that will go towards the end of that, made by Aqua Ultraviolet. So this is a swirl filter. It's going to be a sand filter. That one will be a moving bed. So will that one, and then a bead filter down there. Now they're all connected. This will also feed into the greenhouse, which has a kiddie pool in there. We'll have, you know, a I guess it'll house, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. For now, quarantine tank, or breeding or younger fish, or just keep them in there for the winter. So it's kind of a miscellaneous tank in there. And it's getting closer, but there's still a lot of work to do. All right, just picked up some flagstones for the waterfall, pea gravel, red lava rock, sand for the filtration system. All this, 524 pounds of red lava rock and all this for about 140 bucks. Not too bad. It's time to add some lava rock into the two of the 55-gallon drums that I've got here. So if you look deep into here, you can see I use the lid as a barrier for the rocks to sit on top of, because I don't want it to be filled to the bottom. Below this, I have this PVC kind of contraption that I made here to blow air. So when it comes time to cleaning this thing, this is how you stir it up. You blow air into here. It'll kind of stir up the rocks underneath here. I've got a couple bricks to kind of hold this this partition up, and some mesh plastic baskets as well. I've done the same thing over here. So I'm going to fill these guys up with lava rock. Okay, I got 2 bags in each of each drum here for the lava rocks. Now it's time to add in the gravel. Here's the gravel. I got simply pea gravel because it was the cheapest thing there, but I'm going to put 2 bags in each drum filter, and then the last thing will be just sand. All right, I've got all the lava rocks, gravel, and sand in there. You can see it just reaches right at that line, 2/3 mark, right underneath where the water actually exits to the next drum. So, okay, you can see where the water line will fill up and then drain out. And because the sand and rock is heavy, it won't drain through that opening. And this right here is actually for my clean out spout for when I do clean it. Here's the other drum. It's looking good. This thing probably weighs at least, I don't know, 500 pounds now with all those rocks in there. So this is not going anywhere. UV light. waterfall. Let's take a look at how this fits right in here. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Got some more work done on the pond today. Got some of the piping done, or most of it. Anyways, dug out the trench to go to the waterfall. That's waterfall 1. That's waterfall 2. Piped some of the, or plumbed some of the filter stuff here and let it into the greenhouse where we have the quarantine tank. You see that the blue swimming pool. There we go. We got one of the pumps set up. Okay, this is the dedicated bead filter pump. This one feeds into the 4 different rain barrels over there, including this rain barrel or rain square. Yeah. Okay. Just walk over here. Need to kind of redig this trench. Here's the waterfall in the works. Sorry for the shaky camera work. Almost tripped. Okay. And here's this angle. And this is how it's coming along. I do need to get a net to clean out all that debris. You see pine needles, some of the hyacinth and water lettuce that I had, and surprisingly very few fig leaves, even though there's only one over there. Even though I have a whole bunch of fig trees, I'm getting all the pine needles from that big boy over there. So yeah. Ever wondered what 4 cubic feet of K1 media looks like? For most of you, the answer is probably no. However, for those in the fish keeping world, the answer is probably, or maybe. But yeah, I'm going to show you what 4 cubic feet K1 media looks like. There it is. Is oh crap. All right, let's just drag the whole box over to where I need to dump it, because that bag's gonna rip if I take it out. Okay, so this media is going into that. This is gonna be my moving bed, and I apologize, there's somebody doing some landscaping in the background, so it's super loud, but let's try to get this thing in here. Pretty much.
this is a December 9th update. The skimmer is in place. I've got kind of piping or plumbing all the way across. That tube is actually going to feed into a return jet and go down here. I just don't want any dead spots in this pond. You can see this water's kind of murky. But I've got 2 waterfall returns. There's 1, that's 2, still being, it's in the process. And then all the plumbing here that leads over to the heart of the pond. This long pipe right here is going to be, now I'll clean it up, I'll put it against the fence. Right now it's just temporary. It's going to be a waste return or a waste outlet over to the excuse me, fig garden over there. And you can see here I've got 1 pump running. This pump right now is feeding into the greenhouse, and this pump basically takes the water from the improvised bottom drain, as well as the water from the greenhouse pond, and then feeds it into 2 different areas, right? This goes into the return, and then this line goes to the beginning of the rain barrel filter system. Let's take a look at that. And that rain barrel system will go from 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th one actually feeds back into the greenhouse, but it also can redirect into the moving bed K1 media here. I don't have this running quite yet, but once it feeds through the running bed and then feeds back into pump number 2, pump number 2 then takes water from the moving bed as well as the skimmer down over there. Pump number 2 will handle that, push it over to the bead filter, then push it through the UV light, and then I had to kind of do it a little funky, but feed through to the 2 waterfalls out that way. So that's kind of the system. Quickly, it took a lot of kind of thought process to design that, but let's take a look at the other side over here. I want to show you something where I kind of improvised as far as the drain goes. So these buckets right here actually accept the drain from these barrels. So if I turn this upside down, that water will feed right back into this drain pipe right here. Same thing with that. Those other ones actually have a bottom valve that I can release. This one does too. And that's how I drain those. So, everything is kind of running because I want the bacteria to build up in this system now. And that way it's, it's ready to accept fish come springtime. So, yeah. So that is the filter system, kind of in a nutshell. And well, I guess that's it. We'll do another follow-up once we have something new.